What's going on, guys? This is the Centrepreneur here today with a new video. Today we're talking about performance. A lot of people say and think, and are of the mind, I will say, that the more performance, the better the fragrance. I'm here today to say that that is not the case, and that sounds crazy. So I would encourage you to listen to this whole video because there's some really cool points I want to touch on. So my overlying point for this video is that you need to know when and where you're going to wear this fragrance before you judge if its performance is good or bad. Now, one can obviously say that 4 hours is less than 20 hours. True, but what if that 4-hour fragrance, all you need it for is 4 hours? Well, then the performance is fine. What if that 20-hour fragrance, sometimes you have trouble washing it off the next day because it's sticking and you want to wear something else? That's not good. In my opinion, well, that is good performance. That's not necessarily good for you. So, I've got a few examples here and I want to do some talking briefly. Now, let's start with a very common scenario. Work. We all gotta work, make some cash. Most people work an average of 8 hours a day. Now, do you need your fragrance to last 10 hours for that 8-hour job? No, you don't. You only need 8, and even at that, do you really need that? I would say that you don't really. By the end of the day, for me, I would say that 6 hours is ideal for one of those scenarios because you're going out to do something else. Maybe you're going home, maybe you're going to the gym, maybe you're going out for dinner with a client or your boss or something, and you want to put a different fragrance on. Or if you're going to the gym, you just don't want to wear a fragrance anyway. In that case, the poor longevity of said fragrance only lasting 6 hours is actually a benefit to you. Now, a great example I have right here is one of my all-timers for the designer side, this Prada L'Homme. Guys, I only get about 6-ish hours, give or take, longevity out of this stuff, and it never projects like a beast. But man, this is the best work scent, period, said and done. Beautiful, soapy, fresh, clean iris. It's the best time to wear Prada L'Homme is work, or you can wear it casually as well. It only lasts about 6 hours. That doesn't really matter in this scenario. If you're that concerned about it, you can bring an atomizer. But getting the full 6-ish hours longevity out of this stuff is totally fine. And I would actually say that that is good longevity. Just because it lasts as long as you need it to for the given scenario. Another very common scenario that we all like to engage in is dates. Whether you're in an active relationship or you're seeing a bunch of people, you're going on dates. This is an interesting one because I find a lot of date fragrances don't really have the same performance that your average everyday cologne like a Dior Sauvage does. Great examples of this. Yves Saint Laurent La Nuit de l'Homme, especially in the current formulation, performance is not good. Another great example. I love this stuff so much, I have both formulations of it. I've got Carolina Herrera CH Men Old, Carolina Herrera CH Men New. Not a whole bunch of differences, but it's a great scent. This stuff, along with YSL La Nuit de l'Homme, only lasts about 5-ish hours on me. Now, here's my question for this scenario. As far as dates are concerned, how long are you going out for? What kind of date are you doing? If you're doing an all-day kayaking trip or an all-day hiking trip, maybe you want to go with something a bit longer. But if you're just going out to get dinner and then maybe go out on the town for a drink or two, or let's say you're just going to see a movie, you're going on a short walk on the beach, 5 hours should be all you need, in which case the longevity on these fragrances is fine. Totally fine, and I fell into this trap when I reviewed YSL La Nuit about a year ago myself. The longevity for it is actually not bad, because the given scenario that you're going to use it for, it's perfect. I still get stupid compliments off of it, just my sample. It's one of the best date fragrances ever, and I don't know if that's ever going to change. I mean, give it time, but guys, the date is most likely going to end in one way or the other, if you know what I'm saying, within that 5-hour period, and you really don't need a big, long-lasting, projecting fragrance. Now, I've mostly talked about longevity here, but as far as projection is concerned as well, if you're not out in the cold, you're not out in the wind, and you're not in the club, you don't need much projection. I'm of the mind that fragrance should be discovered as you walk by people or as they come in to greet you, I don't think you should be grabbing people off of the street with your fragrance. That's gonna get offensive, and God forbid you have to go inside because you're gonna start choking people out and you're gonna be the cologne guy, which is not fun. Speaking from experience here, like I said, projection, meh. If it's like a foot, you're fine. If it's a foot for a couple hours, you're good. You know, people are gonna come into your bubble, they're gonna smell it. Great. Are you gonna get maybe a bunch of validation compliments all the time? No, but that's okay. You're gonna get compliments when it matters and when it counts, and they're actually gonna come from people that you like and interact with. So who cares? We don't need more validation, guys. Now, on to longevity as a bad thing. Longevity is a bad thing. Sometimes, I'm sure you've had this experience as well, put a fragrance on, say the evening before, wake up the next morning, hop in the shower, maybe you go to the gym and then hop in the shower, and you notice you still smell like this fragrance even after showering. That's no good. That is too much longevity. You want to put something else on and you're trying to scrub down like crazy with the bar of soap. That's not good either. So an example I've got of this, for me in particular, is Tom Ford Plum Japonais. Man, oh man. Beautiful, beautiful, spicy plum fragrance with incense and cinnamon. It's very, very nice. Kind of a problem though, it lasts 20 hours on my skin. I have to wash this off if I want to wear something else, and it takes a lot of effort. I don't want to smell like the same thing for 24 hours. That's just ridiculous. So as far as bang for buck goes, this is a really sweet deal. But as far as I own over 20 fragrances and would like to vary it up as I go through my life, this is better. This is better for me anyway. This way you can go on your date and then you can come home, you can go to bed. Or maybe you don't come home, maybe you go to their place. That's what we're wearing these fragrances for, pretty much, anyway. And then you get up the next morning and you've got to go to work. Well, CH Men's gone. It's gone. Plum Japonais is not. It's still sticking there, and you got to spend the extra minute or two in the shower scrubbing like crazy and this and that. And then you can throw on something like Prada L'Homme, and it'll last you for pretty much your whole work session. And then, maybe you're a player and you're going out again. Prada L'Homme's all gone, you can put CH Men on again. That's great! So, the bottom line I'm getting at here, guys, is that performance is not the end-all and be-all of a fragrance. In fact, I would encourage you above all else to look at where do I wear this, and when do I wear this, where am I going, who am I going to be around, and then how long does it last? Because sometimes it can actually be a bit of a hamper. I showed the Plum Japonais example. There are a lot of other private blends that last a long time for me. A lot of these dark fragrances, they've got such long longevity that when you go to wear something else the next day, it becomes a hassle. That's not cool either. So I'm just encouraging you guys not to rule out a fragrance just because its performance isn't the longest lasting or it doesn't beast off your skin. Especially date fragrances. If you're on a date, do you want your scent to beast off your skin? I'd much prefer a girl come in and find it right about this general area. That's my ideal, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are in the same boat as me. That being said, are there some fragrances that are just plain brutal when it comes to performance? Yes. Dolce & Gabbana, the one EDT, Eau de Toilette. I have chirped this fragrance since I started because the consensus in Fragcom is that it lasts about 2 to 3 hours. That's what I get. That's no good. Dolce & Gabbana, the one, is an everyday or a date scent. Now, is that going to be okay for some dates? Sure, but if you're going to wear it as an everyday scent, that's just not going to cut it. 2 to 3 hours is not enough. So that is a case of a fragrance legitimately not having good enough performance to suit the scenario. However, this is just something you need to keep in mind when you're testing performance. Just because something doesn't last forever doesn't mean the performance isn't good enough for what you would wear it for. All that being said, guys, let me know down in the comments what you think of this video about performance. I know this is a bit of an interesting topic. Most people are of the mind that the bigger the better, and I used to buy into that too, but not so much anymore. I want to be turning heads walking down the street and then you go into your board meeting and you're choking people out. that's not cool? Or do you just want to be getting close with people that you like and have them smell you and compliment you? Let us know your thoughts down below in the comments. How do you feel about performance? Do you agree with me? I'll listen to anything that you guys want to say in response to this. If you've got problems with what I've said about this, fine. Like I said, I'll listen, but this is not something you're gonna change my mind on, you know? Don't wear fragrances just to sit at home and wear fragrances. We wear fragrances to go out and do things with our fragrances on. So that's why I feel so strongly about this particular topic. Guys, this has been The Sentrepreneur. If you enjoyed this video and haven't done so already, I would encourage you to please subscribe down below to my YouTube channel for tons of new fragrance content coming out all the time. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for fragrance performance. Hit that bell to get notified whenever I come out with a new video. Follow me on Snapchat. My name is down there in the description somewhere. Guys, I hope that you watch this video and you take something from it, and maybe you go back to some of those old fragrances. Maybe it's CH Men, maybe it's La Nuit de l'Homme, and you say, you know what? I don't need this to perform that good. I like this. And maybe you'll look at that fragrance you've got that lasts forever and say, is that really a good thing? Something to ask yourself. I will see you in the next video. Have an awesome day.